Hello, welcome back to episode 15 of the Out of Bounds podcast. Give a round of applause to us. Episode
Yay.
15. It's the 15th episode. Yeah. This is actually a monumental occasion. I don't know why. I'm celebrating over the number 15. It's not even like 20 or 25 or something. Alright.
Soon.
So, what's that?
Soon.
Soon. Alright, so this one again
Soon.
has been filmed on a Monday. I know you're probably going to be hearing this either Wednesday or Thursday. However, this one was filmed on a Monday again because this Wednesday I'm not going to be available. But we had this time together now to do it. Alright, so over the weekend, let's talk about some rumors and whatnot. Rumors: Tyrann Mathieu coming to Philly. That's the word on the street. They said the Saints and some other team are making a final push. Oh, Saints and Steelers are going to try to make one final push to get Tyrann Mathieu. So it looks like he's going to end up in one of those three teams, either Eagles, Steelers, or Saints. And in other news, very, very, very tragic, Dwayne Haskins has recently passed away in a car accident. Prayers go out to him and his family. He was only 3 years older than me, if you can believe that. It's kind of crazy. But let's not put a damper on the rest of the episode. Let's just continue on with it. We're going to try to, I don't know. Matt and I have recently put together a list of players that we would buy their stocks. Let's say if a certain player was a stock. So if you don't know what stocks are, they go up when that business is doing really well, and they go down when that business is doing bad. Basically, you can put it's basically like betting on businesses, pretty much. So yeah, so stocks, or as the memers like to call them, stocks. I said memer, bruh. Matt, are you there?
I am. I just don't know what to think. I just like
You sound really tired.
I'm just like no, I'm not tired. It's just like I
If
don't
anyone
even know
should
how
be tired,
to
it should be
respond to that.
me after the day I just had. Although I
True.
did sleep until like 1 o'clock. Although I didn't go to bed until like 6 a.m. Um, I had a very, very, very wild night. Probably the wildest night of my
No one
life.
cares.
Yes, they do! Alright. So, Matt, how about you start us off with the stocks that you would buy? A player's stock you would buy. Hmm?
You
I
know, I
already
think
know
you should go
one.
first.
You want me to go first?
I think you
Alright.
should.
If you insist. I have a lot of player stocks I would buy. So let's begin with the first one. Carson Wentz. You want to buy something low and sell it really high. Give me all of your Carson Wentz stock, everyone. This guy, he would have a very, very low stock thing right now because this is his third team in 3 consecutive years, meaning that a lot of people think he's not doing too good. Why does he keep moving to different teams? He's gonna have good production this year. I don't think he'll have as good of production he had in Indy last year, but I do think he will be doing very, very well this season. So that is definitely some stock I would buy. Matt?
Um. Well, I mean, it's gone up, but I still think that Jerry Judy will be really good next year with the addition of Russell Wilson.
Hmm.
I think that will be a good matchup from his days from Alabama. He was really good. You know, he didn't have a really steady quarterback his few years, and he got injured, I believe. And so I'm looking forward to see what he can do.
Very, very. I didn't even think about him. All right, next one I have is Jalen Hurts. Listen, I know the haters are going to come after me. However, I think Jalen Hurts is going to be improving his game because the Eagles, 2 first-round picks, one of those first-round picks, I am almost 100% sure they're going to use it on a wide receiver. So he's going to get another good wide receiver to complement Devontae Smith, and then you also got Dallas Goedert in there. Hopefully Miles Sanders steps up. Also, the Eagles are going to have a better defense, making it perhaps a better turnover rate, because with Hassan Reddick, Darius Slay leading that defense. So that's going to put the offense in good field position, and I think Hurts is going to have a much higher, I'd say he's going to have a much higher touchdown to interception ratio this season. I know it wasn't too good last season, but I think it's going to turn around. He's not someone I would buy to take me to the promised land like GameStop did for a lot of people during the pandemic, but he's someone I would use to get me some cash. All right, Matt, back to you.
I think I just had to say it.
I know what you're gonna say.
But I think it's well deserved. I think we all know what's coming here.
Yeah, we know.
So, give me all your Jameis Winston stock. I will buy it all up. I'll sell all my other stocks to buy it up. Just wait.
Are you gonna explain why he's gonna be better than he was last season?
Michael Thomas,
an injury.
He's got Michael Thomas back. They got 2 first-round picks this upcoming year. They're gonna build a great team. They might draft a receiver. They might draft another defense, and that defense is already rock solid. And they're gonna go and sweep the Bucs again and make the playoffs.
Or they could draft a quarterback.
If they draft a quarterback, they're stupid. but then they're gonna have to go trade quarterback because Jameis Winston's gonna do so well. He's gonna be so good they can't even trade him.
I don't know about that. All right, moving along here. I got Miles Sanders. I know people are like, this Eagles fan is putting too many Eagles on the list. Well, hear me out. Miles Sanders missed a few games last year, so they had to rely on Jordan Howard and Boston Scott, and that other running back that did really great last year. Matt, can you help me on the name? Kenneth Gainwell. Yeah, so Miles Sanders, I think he's going to jump back into that number 1 running back position for the Eagles. Nick Sirianni, when he first came in as the head coach, he was not running the ball at all. I think now he knows run the ball is the way to win. So I think Miles Sanders is going to be our primary rusher. He's got that speediness to him. I think he can be an elite running back in the NFL. Give him time. I know he is going to show up. All right, you can continue.
This next one isn't gonna be like, oh my god, it's like from 0 to everything, but it's Joe Burrow. It's just they built the offensive line around him. They got who they had? They had someone. They had someone on defense. It's just the team's gotten better around him, and I think he can finally not just be carrying the entire team. And I think he will have more time to throw the ball. And he was the most sacked quarterback last year. And if he will have more opportunities to get bigger plays.
All right, this one is going to shock a lot of you, but I have Drew Lock on here. Now I know you're all going to be like, what the hell? Drew Lock of all people, you have officially gone mad. Stop talking about football. Hear me out. Drew Lock, his stock is probably pennies at this point. He's a penny stock. So you can buy so much of that up. Now he's going to be under Pete Carroll. He actually has a Super Bowl winning head coach coaching him. He's going to have DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett. They'll probably rely on the run game provided by Chris Carson and Alex Collins. But yeah, I think that the Seahawks, they're not going to do pretty well. They're not going to do well this year. Drew Lock, he's not going to be fantastic, but you can get a few bucks. I think if you buy a lot of low Drew Lock stuff, have him win a couple of games, then you got to sell that thing. He's not going to produce you a lot of money, but he's someone that I would buy some stock of. All right, Matt, back to you.
Okay, the next one, I think this is gonna be a good one. Maybe it's not gonna be like it's gonna be good next year, but I think if you hold out even past next year, it's gonna be amazing. Trevor Lawrence. There was a
Mm-hmm.
reason he was number one overall, and there's a reason they're throwing everything at these free agents for them to come play in Jacksonville because they're not going to be like, oh, come to Jacksonville, it's such a great place. No, they have to pay them extra so they can get there. But I think it's fine. I think they'll get what they need out of them, and I think Trevor Lawrence takes a big step this year.
I also agree. That was going to be the next person who I was going to talk about. Plus, now he's no longer under Urban Meyer, who was a dumpster fire. He now has a Super Bowl winning head coach, offensive minded coach, coaching him, Doug Peterson. I think Doug's going to really turn things around over in Jacksonville. Now, they did, like Matt said, spend a lot for free agents. But the Christian Kirk, he's not a fantastic wide receiver. I think he was definitely overpaid, but they brought in him, Zay Jones. I think building up those wide receivers around him is going to do some good. All right, now someone who I had here is Tua. They really built the offense around him. Now they brought in Tyreek Hill. Now he has Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill, Mike Gesicki, and they also got Teron Armstead to complement that offensive line. So also, Miles Gaskins, he is looking to be a good running back. So put all of those like great pieces around Tua. Now you also bring in an offensive-minded head coach with Mike McDaniels leading Tua. I think he can improve Tua. I think this is going to be a great buy. I think you need to buy it now before um, the season starts because it's gonna get up there. I don't think it's gonna be crazy, but I think you can definitely make some decent cash. You'll be able to treat yourself to some Buffalo Wild Wings after buying and selling some Tua stock. Matt currently left. I think his connection or something must have went down. But I'm going to talk about the rest of my buys. All right, I got Khalil Mack and Joey Bosa. These two are going to come together to form one of the most dynamic pass rushing duos ever. I know a lot of people may point out to the Max Crosby and Chandler Jones one, but I think this duo may be even better. That is a very big stretch, but I think these two coming together is a huge like it's a great team against the quarterback. I think they're both like declining in their stats, but they're still really great, and I'll take these guys any day of the week.
Who?
I said Khalil Mack, Joey Bosa.
Yes.
All right, who do you have
Leading to my
next?
next thing. This is not really like, but like I think it was too important to say it. The entire city of Los Angeles, both those teams, anyone on there their stocks gonna increase because they both could be the Super Bowl. They both could be in the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Like they could face each other. Like there's so much. Like those teams are so stacked that it's just scary. Like I wouldn't want to face them.
Mm-hmm. I completely agree. Those teams, Rams just won the Super Bowl, and that Chargers team is looking to be one of the best AFC teams right now. My only knock against the Chargers is probably the head coach. And I think he's going to improve. He's not going to make some stupid calls like calling that timeout against the Raiders. All right, talking about the Raiders. I have Derek Carr. Derek Carr they brought in one of the best wide receivers in the NFL, Devontae Adams. Now, You pair that with Darren Waller, Hunter Renfro, Josh Jacobs, and Kenyon Drake. Man, come on. That offense looks to be very scary. All right. This looks to be a really good Raiders team. My only knock I could say is probably against the head coach. Uh, he was the offensive coordinator under Bill Belichick. A lot of people are high on him, so I hope that's the case. If that turns out to be true, I would definitely buy me some Derek Carr stock. I think he's gonna have a great year this upcoming year. All right, Matt.
I have Terry McLaurin. I think
Hmm.
if he got himself a good quarterback,
Yes, Carson is that good quarterback.
maybe, and I
Yes.
think that'll increase his production level as he's really him and Antonio Gibson are the only thing on the offense now because they've lost like everything.
Yeah, I like
Like
how you're coming to the light side now. Come, Vader, come. I say that because he's been anti Carson Wentz. But come on now. We know Carson is a good quarterback. All
yeah,
right.
you're gonna like one of these.
All right. I have two less on this buying list for myself. Devontae Smith. Like I said earlier, they're going to get another wide receiver to complement Devontae Smith, so he's not going to be always number one covered wide receiver for the Eagles. And plus, I think Jalen Hurts is going to have a much better season in his accuracy and throwing deep downfield. If they can do that, I see Devontae Smith having a fantastic year. I think he had a great year for a rookie, and now I think the sky is the limit for him.
My next one is a quarterback who I think is pretty low. People are like, "Wow, he's gonna be the worst in the division." I'm thinking he's cheap and he's going to actually prove himself a bit. Mitch Trubisky is
Hmm.
going to be a high riser this upcoming year. He's been a backup for a year and everyone's like, oh, forgot about him. And now he's a starting quarterback and people are still like, yeah, I'm not sure about him. But he is going to prove something this year. He's going to keep Mike Tomlin's not losing a season record alive.
You have much more faith in him than me. All right, my final person I'm gonna buy. A lot of you are gonna be like, John, another crazy pick of yours, but I'm taking me some Zach Wilson. Listen, the they can't do as bad as they did last year. I think Zach Wilson, his second year in the NFL, plus they're bringing that tight end from the Bengals, C.J. Azuma. Uh, they try. They're My belief is they're gonna go get a wide receiver in the draft or help with the offensive line. Uh, they got Baxton Berrios. He seemed to be a good wide receiver last year. I think that Zach Wilson's going to do better than last year. He's not going to do a lot better. So it's definitely like a penny stock that I would use to get me a few bucks. Matt, do you have anyone else you would buy?
Did I say Jared Goff?
Jared
Nope, I
Goff?
don't.
No.
Jared Goff. I think they had. Well, I mean, like, can you really worse than last year for the Lions? No. And I think Dan Campbell, they're gonna have some good games. Him, Amon-Ra St. Brown, DeAndre Swift, T.J. Hawkinson, Penei Sewell. They're gonna win a couple games. They're gonna prove themselves against a team that we're gonna be like, wow, I did not expect that.
Hmm.
And just give me that.
Also, a lot
Gonna
of
be
people,
pretty good after the end of the year.
a lot of people are expecting them to get a good pass rusher for that defense. They might even trade down. I heard that's a possibility for the Lions. Do you have any other players you would buy their stock?
No, not at the moment.
All right. So my selling list is a lot shorter than my buying list. A lot of some maybe some upsets. My first one, Aaron Rodgers. I don't think this is that big of an upset. If you got Aaron Rodgers stock right now, I would suggest you sell it. That wide receiver core, as of today, pre-draft, is one of the worst receiving cores in the NFL. He does have Robert Tunya, the tight end. Although besides that, who's his number one wide receiver? It's Randall Cobb. Number two is probably Alan Lazard. I wouldn't say either of them are number one or number two wide receiver. But yeah, I would definitely get rid of your Aaron Rodgers stock if you have it right now. And because, that Vikings team, they seem to be getting a bit better. And Matt was talking about the Lions. I think we could see, I don't know, that NFC North division, it's looking to get better. Who's some people you would sell, Matt?
Oh well, you took one of them, but I also had Rodgers. My first is DK Metcalf.
Mm.
Drew Lock is probably going to be one of the worst quarterbacks next year, so his receivers aren't going to do well because I don't think he's going to do well. He has no offensive line. His running back plays a maximum of like 2 games in a row before getting injured, and there's no way he does anything. So that's just going to be a horrible production for DK Metcalf and a bad defense.
That's understandable. But next, I have Patrick Mahomes. Now, a lot of you might question this. However, listen, the division he is facing now, it is probably the hardest division in football, undisputed. And, look at the division. The Chargers went crazy. The Raiders also went crazy. The Broncos got Russell Wilson. This division is absolutely crazy. And he lost Tyreek Hill and was replaced by Juju Smith-Schuster. Come on. They also added MVS, but both of those guys aren't going to have the impact that Tyreek Hill once had for this Chiefs offense. So I hate to say it, but I don't know if the Chiefs are going to win that division. And I think Patrick Mahomes' numbers are going to dip. Right, Matt?
Okay, Kyle Pitts and AJ Terrell. The team kind of just lost their quarterback. So Kyle Pitts, I don't think Marcus Mariota is a good quarterback. I think he's gonna be a waste. He's gonna waste Kyle Pitts' prime years as long as he's here, or if he's here for a year or so. And AJ Terrell, really the only person left on that defense, and now he's stuck there trying to hold down everything.
Yeah.
And I don't think he can because he's just one man.
I agree. I have next Dak Prescott. If you got some Dak Prescott
Everyone.
stock, you gotta sell it. Alright? Dak is losing Amari Cooper. If you look at the numbers of Dak with Amari versus without, you're gonna see a huge decline in production. Also, he's losing 2 key offensive linemen. So that's going to be a big problem for Dak to face. Dak under pressure is not good. Dak without Amari Cooper is not good. I think that this is going to be a bad year for the Cowboys and, more importantly, Dak Prescott. Matt?
Okay, you stole another one of mine.
Great minds think alike.
You're not gonna like this. No, I'll save that for last. Okay, Ezekiel Elliott, I guess he still has some value. Sell it. He's gonna drop off. He's had his prime year. He's done. He's washed. He's old. He's done. He's overpaid. Just move on. He did awful last year. He's gonna do awful this year.
That stock 2 years ago. I completely agree about Ezekiel Elliott. He had his best years behind him. I don't even... If EA is listening to me, Madden, whoever does the Madden ratings, you are literally stupid for giving him an X Factor. He does not deserve an X Factor. He does not deserve to be in the 90s. The guy is washed. He has not been the same quarterback or same running back as he once was. All right. Next for me, I got Tyreek Hill on here. Listen, Tua is not the type of quarterback Patrick Mahomes is. Tyreek likes to run deep. Patrick had the arm to always get it to him. I don't believe Tua has the arm of Patrick Mahomes to throw it that deep. I think Tyreek will still have a good year. However, with Tua, I think his production is going to be going down.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna say it. Carson Wentz.
Man,
He's
nah, nah,
going
nah, nah,
down.
nah. That's the stock you gotta buy. It's low right now, man.
No,
It's gonna be it's
you
gonna
gotta
skyrocket.
sell it.
Just listen to me.
It's gonna lower
It's
itself.
gonna go up.
He's got nothing.
Carson to the moon.
He was so high last year
What
with
do
the
you
Colts. Now
mean?
he's down on the Commanders. It's just a
Mm,
waste.
you said Terry McLaurin is a buy. He now has a good quarterback in
Yeah.
Carson Wentz. You're contradicting yourself. You said earlier Carson Wentz is a good quarterback in this very episode when talking about Tyreek or Terry McLaurin.
Interruptions. Okay, so Terry McLaurin, he's got a quarterback now,
Mm-hmm.
so he's gonna be up. But Carson Wentz, from what it's just he doesn't have enough to go do something well, and he's gonna take a lot of blame for what happens next year, which I don't think it's all gonna be his fault, but
He always takes the blame for stuff that isn't his fault.
it's not gonna be good for him.
It's a shame. All right. I've talked highly of this person in the past, but I'm going to say it. The sell is Jimmy Garoppolo. Listen, we don't know if he's going to be the starter for the 49ers next year. If he is not the starter, I have no idea where he will land on a team. I would say if he was the starter to buy that stock. However, he's having surgery on his shoulder. That's bad for him. We don't even know if he's gonna be starting next season. Like I said, it's just a big uh, headache at this point for Jimmy Garoppolo, and I would say sell that stock if you have it right now. It's probably the highest it will be for a while.
You're gonna have to go again because I'm out. I'm done.
I have two final people. This next one is going to trigger a lot of people. Derrick Henry. Listen, I
I
know
am.
everyone is like, King Henry, King Henry. No, I said it before that playoff game. Derrick Henry is not going to be the Derrick Henry that we saw earlier this season, and I was right. Derrick Henry
Because he's gonna be
did
better.
terrible in that playoff game. Granted, he was coming off of injury. However, he's aging now. That division, I was about to say, well, I guess it did get kind of better, but come on, I just don't know. He's getting up. He's getting older in age. He's coming off an injury. I personally don't like it. They also brought in a wide receiver, so I think passing the ball might be the way. I know Ryan Tannehill isn't a very reliable quarterback, but he's all you guys got right now. Finally, my final sell, George Kittle. All right, with Jimmy Garoppolo probably not going to be the starter for the 49ers, and if it is Trey Lance, you got to sell wide receivers and tight ends of the 49ers. Trey Lance, I think, is not as good of a thrower of the ball as Jimmy Garoppolo. Jimmy Garoppolo has flourished under Kyle Shanahan's system, and I think that with Trey Lance now coming in, we saw him play a game against the Texans, which is a terrible team. He won, however, with it now going to be he's going to have the entire year for himself, most likely. I think you got to sell George Kittle because George, he's not going to get as much. I think he'll still get the same amount of targets, but he's not going to get the same type of passes as he would with Jimmy Garoppolo. Now, Trey Lance could shock me and perhaps even do better than Garoppolo, but I don't know. I don't see
disagree
that
with you there.
happening.
I'm gonna say it's the opposite. I would buy George Kittle. It's pretty low. He got injured. I
I
think
don't think it's
with
low.
Debo Samuel emerging as such a versatile player, it leaves more room open for him to grow.
Yeah. But did you have anyone you'd like to add?
No, not at the moment.
All right, then I think that is going to be the podcast. If you guys agree with who we put in that you should buy and who you should sell, please leave a like, follow, good review, good rating on the podcast. Again, if you have any questions you would like us to answer on the podcast or just want to start up a conversation, shoot us an email at johnoobp@gmail.com. And yeah, you may be featured on the podcast. So, that is the end of the podcast, and we will see you all probably Friday or Saturday. But yeah, alright. That is it. Have a great day, or at least I hope you're continuing to have a great day, and we will see you next time.
Jameis is the GOAT.
No, I knew that was coming.